Hey man, I do what I do.
As if exercising our right to vote in alignment with our beliefs and our interests is some form of betrayal. Let's be clear. This backlash speaks more to the divisions within our community than to the real reasons for political shifts in this election. Instead of attacking black men for making independent decisions at the polls, perhaps it's time to ask why our community feels the need to scapegoat black men in the first place. Political divisions are personal, and every citizen has the right to vote without being vilified or told they have somehow undermined an entire community. Today, we're going to deal with this. Honestly, we need to challenge the assumptions being made about black men by black women and our choices that we make. And we need not be distracted by this misplaced blame. Instead, we need to focus on issues and a path forward that'll benefit us all. Now, Brother Malcolm X observed in his time something I would describe as a spell over black people. He spoke of the spell as a deceptive influence, one that keeps black communities from fully realizing their power and independence. Malcolm described this spell that black people are under as follows. He said there are white people who he noted who sincerely work to solve racial issues in the country, but he warned that those who label themselves as liberals often pose the greatest threat. These so-called liberals present themselves as friends, as allies of black people. They speak of equality, they lend their words to our struggles, and they put themselves in positions of influence over the black communities. But Malcolm argued in many cases, this is a kind of deceit. And these people are likely foxes in the forest, he said. While a wolf shows his teeth openly and makes its intentions clear, the fox hides behind a smile. The fox's intentions are no less dangerous, but its appearance tricks us into believing it means well. He was referring to these white liberals. Somebody type white liberals in the chat room. And in this spell, black communities are convinced that these allies have our best interests at heart, but many times they're merely supporting their own political machines, capitalizing on our support without delivering real change. They position black leaders in front of us in our communities. Roland Martins, D.L. Hughley's, and a whole slew of rappers, Van Jones, and these leaders, right, who may not truly represent us, are what Malcolm was talking about. These leaders, Malcolm said, are often act as puppets or parrots, echoing what their liberal backers expect them to say rather than genuinely fighting for black liberation and self-sufficiency. This spell, as Malcolm saw it, it blinds the black community to the true nature of the so-called allies. It convinces us to put our faith in those who control our communities rather than in ourselves. And so, while we struggle for true equality and independence, we're unknowingly serving those who are not fully committed to that vision. Let us reflect on Malcolm's words and recognize the importance of thinking critically about who claim to be allies. Are they genuinely invested in our freedom and our empowerment? Are they benefiting from our loyalty, or are they just benefiting from our trust and loyalty? See, Malcolm warned us about the dangers of this spell because he believed in the strength and independence of black folks. He argued, or should I say, he urged us to question those who may influence us, those black people, those actors, those entertainers, those comedians, those pundits. Who are these people? Instead of relying on them, let's rely on our own wisdom and our own vision. Now, that was back in the 1950s and 60s when Malcolm spoke about that. And we made great strides since that time period. Since the 1960s, black men have become, instead of 2/3 of us in poverty, 2/3 of us to the tune of 60%, have reached the upper middle class, or they're rich. And our voting habits and our interests have changed. In this particular election, and shout out to Carter Combs for being the first person to contribute to the super chat. Thank you so much, fam. Give you a little hand clap. Good looking out. But as I was saying, we're in 2024, and we're witnessing a shift in voting patterns among Black Americans, but Black men in specific. Apparently, 23% of Black men cast their votes for Donald Trump, who was the Republican candidate. Shout out to everybody who's kicking into the super chat and the cash out. 23%. That is darn near 1 in 4 Black men. And that's a notable change from the previous elections. And even more striking, 9% of Black women voted for Donald Trump, aligning with those Black men. Now, keep in mind, there's been a shift since Barack Obama of Black people voting more conservatively. And I believe that has a lot to do with our differing perspective. You work hard for your money. You begin to see things like everybody else who's established in this country. You want to conserve things. You see? You want to keep things how they are. You like the direction you headed, generally speaking. It's tough. It's not easy. I'm just saying. But see, these numbers may seem small on the surface, but they signify something much larger. A shift, a break in what I believe Brother Malcolm X was trying to describe as the spell that the white liberals had cast over the Black communities. For years, Black Americans have overwhelmingly supported one political party, and that's the Democrats, and often driven by promises that equality and opportunity would follow. And while some progress has been made, right, many have grown frustrated by the pace of change and the lack of genuine support. In this election, the shift among Black men and even some Black women signals a growing awareness, a realization that relying on one party or ideology may not be enough to achieve the autonomy and empowerment we as Black people seek. Shout out to my man Wrench Turner. Good looking out. Here's the thing. This shift does not come without consequences. Many Black women seeing this change in voting patterns took to social media to voice their frustration, okay, and outrage. And the rhetoric in some of these posts has been severe, with some even going so far as to wish harm upon Black men, expressing hopes that we will face violence or mistreatment from the police. And this level of division shows that the spell that kept our community tied to a single political perspective is indeed breaking, but it also reveals the tensions that emerge when people begin to question long-held beliefs. The outrage voiced by some Black women stems from a sense of betrayal, a feeling that these brothers are aligning with the ideology that is not traditionally advocated for Black rights and well-being. But it's also a sign of frustration. Frustrations has been simmering in the Black community for years. The fact that 23% of Black men and 9% of Black women are now voting differently suggests that many are actively questioning which political approaches best serve the interests and the interests of our families. And this division is painful, and it should cause us to pause and reflect. Are we allowing politics to deepen divides within our community? Because see, it's not just Black women. I have Black men on my Facebook page saying, "Oh, you are voting for a white supremacist. Donald Trump is endorsed by the white supremacists." You're so quick to condemn one another when we question the status quo. Malcolm X warned us about putting too much faith in these liberal allies, these white liberal allies who might not truly have our best interests at heart. Perhaps those who voted differently this time did so because they're searching for alternatives, seeking new ways to break free from the dependency and control. You're mad at the Black people who left the plantation. You are literally the enslaved people that our brothers talked about back in the 1860s and before, who were angry with the brothers who left the plantation, called us fools for looking for a better place, for looking for freedom. I want you to think about that. But the idea that you would wish harm against Black men who voted differently That speaks to a deep-rooted pain in our community. It is critical that we address this pain through conversation, understanding, and unity rather than animosity. And we may not all agree on our political choices, but the core of our struggle is not divided. We all want to see the black man and the black woman do better, whether we together or not.
To be an advocate for black men.
DennisSpurling, got the mic on fire.
Black father, I have black son.
Tune in, weekly feeling inspired. From the heart, real talking night. Every episode brings the light. Subscribe, hit the like,
my voice, my wisdom.
share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every
Cold outside, listen King coming.
Drop some coins in the collection plate.
Alright, let me roll out.
Comment below, let's start the chat. Insight so deep like we sat. Together vibing, no need to wait. DennisSpurling always first.
What's up? Welcome to the broadcast.
Hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate.
Yeah, they pay so tricky. Some of y'all can't help it. Some of y'all can't help tricking. Some of y'all got a soft spot for her.
You enjoy the ride, come say hi. Catch the wave, don't pass by. Lifted spirits, always in sight. In this podcast, joy takes flight. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate. Drop some coins in the collection plate.
Like, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. I'm about to show you something.
You enjoy the ride, come say hi. Catch the wave, don't pass by. Lifted spirits always in sight. In this podcast, joy takes flight. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate. Drop some coins.
Donation. I thought it was a trap.
Hey man, I do what I do.
You know that.
Your ass, class, don't come over here. Now, what? You tall black women up inside. I don't give a fuck about